Ladies and gentlemen, this is our main event.
Hello. How are we doing today?
We're doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing
good. Craziness, huh?
Yeah, it's been a crazy day. It's Friday. Obviously, we're about half hour late. Carlos is not around. Thank you for coming out, Kim, at the last minute.
Well, you're welcome. It's an honor.
Pretty much. It's gonna be one of those shows today. I originally knew Carlos was not gonna be around, and so I had my brother that was gonna go with me on the show, and I had a whole show planned out. And then on my way home, I get a phone call from my son saying, "Hey, I might need to go to the hospital later on because my foot's swollen." So I'm like, I was like, you know what? Let me wait till I get home, assess his situation, and then take it from there. So when I did that, his foot was yay swollen. So I'm like, all right. I called everybody off. I stopped the show, stopped everything. I said, all right, there's no way I'm gonna make the show today. So you know what? But we went to the ER. He has a hairline fracture on his foot. And we got out in time, and I was like, you know what? The show must go on, regardless of how it works, Show has to happen nonstop. No way I'm not changing it.
Well, you're lucky I could talk, and I'm not dealing, because I've had a couple allergic reactions to mango, and I didn't even realize what I was eating had mango in it.
Oh, wow.
So, and it was causing asthma.
Right, wow, that's not good.
And when I had that dental work done and they gave the Novocaine into the back muscle, it exasperated my TMJ to where I couldn't eat, couldn't open my mouth, couldn't brush my teeth. I was suffering in so much pain. And I had to drink smoothies. So that exasperated my asthma as well, because sugar is in the smoothies.
Right.
So yeah, it's been an interesting, month for myself trying to do, my own shows and whatnot. Thank God I already had mine already recorded and ready to go and set up.
Yeah.
So that was a blessing.
Yeah, with you and your shows, which her show is Wake Up with KC, which comes out on Mondays, correct?
Yes.
So you could always catch Kim there. The thing with with your show, it's since it is recorded, compared to mine, which is mainly live.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really record too much, so it's difficult. When you're recording, you know what? All right, we'll air it on Friday, no big deal. But that means that we've recorded prior to.
Mm-hmm.
So the running around is what really, makes a difference. But hey, you know what? You're here. Thank you for coming out. Let's get this show going. I'm producing the show today, by the way. So, If there's any mishaps, they're all me. I haven't produced. I haven't had the privilege of producing my own show completely. So today's gonna be those days. But we're gonna go and get into unemployment benefits and workers. I was reading an article the other day that it made a lot of sense where there's a lot of jobs out there, but you have people that don't want to work, that don't want to take jobs, and you sit here and you wonder like, why is it? Is it that the unemployment benefits are too much, or jobs are not paying enough?
You know what? To be honest, let's think about this. When was the last? How I see it is in looking in history about how the cost of living keeps going up, but people's wages aren't somewhat coming up to help people be able to pay their mortgage, pay their car payments, meet their basic needs.
Right.
And some of them have worked 2 or 3 jobs just to keep up. And I mean, come on, minimum wage is what, $7 and 87 cents an hour? Who can live off of that?
No, you can't live off of that.
Okay, so here's my thing. They got these financial economists and whatnot that you see on mainstream media, news and whatnot. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. What budget are you looking at? Are you looking at the statistics on what the average car costs, what the average house is, the mortgages and whatnot? And then if you've got a family of 4 or 5, what is the grocery bill every week? And then let's go with the gas. And if somebody's I went through a Taco Bell drive-thru, right?
Mm-hmm.
A team member, minimum $10 an hour. A manager, minimum $12 an hour. Who can live off of that? And who would want to be a manager for $12 an hour? Especially if you got skills and qualifications to be a manager. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I agree with you on that 100%. I mean, but again, I wonder if the issue here also is, because I could tell you that when I was unemployed, I was refusing jobs myself because I was making more off unemployment than what I was gonna make in any of those jobs. So I was like, wait a minute, if I could sit here and live off the government, why not? I mean, I was one of those people. Obviously, I knew that I couldn't do that for too long because, you do that for too long, then it's not healthy either. It's not good for this. So my biggest thing, like I said, is, all right, guys, it's time to get out there and work because these unemployment benefits are going to end.
Mm-hmm.
So people need to start thinking of, all right, what jobs am I going to take? What am I going to do? Because they are going to end.
Well, I think this is the time for you to do a reevaluation on what is it that you want to do for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way that you could go back to school? Because I know they give grants, they give financial aid, and they help with somewhat of financial aspects of things. But then find a job that you can not just go get any job for a paycheck, because that's not going to be, you're going to be miserable, unhappy, and even more stressed. So why not find something that you're interested in doing, or you have some skills, but you're able to say, hey, I'm willing to learn something new. You just show me what to do. I got all these skills. This is the one skill that I would like to learn and really get good at.
Correct. Well, that's what people need to kind of decide or see what they're going to do with that. You know.
And here's another thing that I even thought of. Because I heard it from. I was watching a video on Facebook. I happened to judge. She's a judge, and
Okay.
she made a comment of, the government giving out, this stimulus and everything, and it's more money than what people were making when they were employed. So why would they want to go back to work at a job that's not even helping them? Make ends meet. They're getting more of a benefit with the government giving a handout. But then my question is that the whole point of the government doing it? Because then you become a slave to the government. The government controls even more.
Well, you know what? Look, Sketchy Peasant says it pretty good. Maybe if our society paid a living wage instead of a minimum wage, we wouldn't be in this issue. The majority of people would rather work than receive an extra $300 from the federal government. You know, Sketchy, I agree with you. I do think that, but there also, I wouldn't say majority, but I think, there is also a lot of people that would just rather live off of unemployment and whatever, and just live off the government. I mean, I've seen it. I mean, I did it for a little while, to be honest. I mean, I wasn't happy about it because it was just it was to me, it was just a mental brain fuck, you know. So, it's one of those where, nah, but I do agree with that. I mean, jobs do need to pay, and hopefully we're able to reach that one of these days. I don't know if maybe, if we bring up the minimum wage to $15 an hour, as they want to do, if that's gonna answer everything, it will help. But what would that do?
Well,
Like the
here's
people that
my
are already making
question.
$15 an hour, I can't really make a living anyways.
But you're not getting it right away. It's a periodic increase to help the employers adjust and adapt. You're not getting it right away. It could take 3 to 5 years for that to kick in by the time you get $15 an hour. So, my question is, okay, in the meantime, let's say it goes 3 years, then you get the $15 an hour. What is the cost of living going to be? How much is rent going to go up? How much is gas going to go up? How much is milk going to go up? Because then it's still offset. There's no balance. Everything else is going up, but then you get $15. It's not. It doesn't suffice. It just creates another issue, that a keep cycling issue problem that hasn't been solved in decades.
Correct. I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, I'll tell you, we went out and did groceries the other day, and I normally don't go to the grocery store. I don't go. I don't like going. So, the girlfriend goes. She does all the shopping. She always tells me, "Oh, I spend a lot of this. I spend this. I spend that." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, whatever. It is what it is. I don't check her finances. She doesn't check mine. That's what you spend. That's what you spend." And I went. We all went last Saturday, I think it was, or Sunday. I don't remember what day. She had an issue with her bank, so I put it out, and we spent almost $300. Got home, we put everything away, and it just looked like we still had an empty fridge. And I'm like, what is this? It was super expensive. I was just baffled with it.
What's even more baffling? which my mother, I was talking to my mom, and she was, yeah, I noticed that the price of sugar is getting higher, and other, things are getting higher. And but I noticed that I was getting less of the product, but the price is higher. And I'm like, what do you mean, Mom? She goes, well, I used to get it like a 5 pound bag. Well, now it's like a 4.5 pound bag of sugar, but the price has got higher. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense. And I
Yeah.
started to pay attention now when I go shopping, like, holy shit, what's going on here? It's
Oh yeah.
it's the companies. They're gonna make more money but give you less product.
Well, they get no. They're raising the prices, and you're still getting the same amount of product. You're just getting it at a higher rate.
But no one pays attention to how many ounces, how many pounds. The price gets higher, but then, and it's a sneaky propaganda that they're getting away with. Like if you're so used to getting a 5 pound bag of sugar for like what, $2.45, but now you notice it's $2.57, but you're only getting a 4.5 pound sugar, there's a problem. And a lot of people are not aware of this. This is how sneaky they're getting. And it's wrong.
Yeah, Sketchy said it right. The middle class has been dwelling since the 1980s due to Republicans and the wealthy. The cost of everything has gone up, but the wages have stayed stagnant since the 70s. He's absolutely correct. I mean, I can't speak much about the 70s because I was born in the 70s. I started working in the 90s, but I can tell you that from the 90s to now, jobs, haven't, your pay's been just here. It hasn't
Well,
gone too high.
well when Reagan, now don't quote me on this, but I remember hearing a conversation, I think it was when Reagan was president, and, my parents were, trying to get a house and whatnot. The interest rate for a mortgage, I believe she said, was 13%.
I believe it. It probably was.
And I was
You
like,
know,
what? Why? But this gives me another question about, because of all this stimulus and whatnot. Okay, how's that money going to get paid back? Because it's from the Federal Reserve, who is the biggest, I would say, private kind of bank, and they're lending us this money. Guess who's going to pay it back? We are. By one, inflation. Two, taxes.
hmm
So in
yeah.
a way, this is what today you would call slavery, just in a different form.
You think
Mm-hmm.
slavery in a different form?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I completely disagree with you there. I don't think it's slavery in a different form. I mean, I mean, it.
It's a debt,
Yeah, but
and guess
it's not
what?
slavery.
Guess who pays the debt?
We pay the debt, right?
It's another form of slavery.
No, no, it's
I
no,
just
no, no.
disagree. It's another
No,
form of
because we
slavery.
have, you know, when you're somebody's slave, you're there at their beck and call, okay, and you have to do what they want you to do whenever they want you to do it. Okay, yeah, I gotta pay a debt, whatever it is. Okay, I gotta pay money out, but you know what? If I don't have the money to do it, I don't have the money to do it. I can't get it done, right?
But they find a way of taxing you on this and taxing you on that.
But I think it's
And
a lot more cost of living though. I really don't think it's slavery. I mean I think using the word slave is probably the wrong term to be honest with you. You know,
Well, I just
I
thinking from the history and how things have changed. I'm like, oh wow, these big time corporations, the politicians are involved in this. They're going to make money, and you know what? They're getting money in their pocket, and yet we keep living barely paycheck to paycheck anymore, and all our taxes and whatnot, got to pay taxes for this from your income tax. Then you got to pay sales tax, and that stuff keeps rising up. Then you got property tax, and then what about insurance?
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you got to pay taxes. Okay, you got to pay insurance. So, I mean, has it gone up? Of course. But you know what? Tell me something that hasn't gone up.
But then people get credit, like a credit card, to help them. But then when something happens in their life, then they have to constantly use that credit card. It's another form of big time corporations, and I've heard a
Hold on,
CEO even say this.
wait. Okay, when you get a credit card,
Hmm.
okay, it's exactly that, credit. You have to pay it back. Yes. Now,
Right,
do these credit cards have crazy interest rates? Yes, they do.
they do.
But you know what? It's up to the individual.
Look what
Okay.
Sketchy just put.
I'm sorry, I was off doing something else. Let's see. The wealthy and Republicans want everyone to be in debt via credit cards, student loans, mortgages, etc. And they want them to always be behind the eight ball. People used to be able to save money. He's
Thank
right.
you.
Okay, you know what? Yeah,
See what I'm
he is.
saying? It's another
Yes, I
form of
get it.
slavery.
No, I think that you're using the wrong word, slavery. Slavery to me just no, that's not the word to use.
But
You
here's
know,
how, look at it in a different perspective. If you are a multi-billionaire and you want to make a profit, it's not like the old days. They had to be creative. So to them, it's a genius idea. You know what? We're going to make money off of them, and we're going to create these taxes. We're going to create this and make these, because JP Morgan is a bank. He offers credit cards to you. They want you to be in debt. Debt is the biggest slavery in the world. Debt.
I just
How can
I
someone
get I get what you're saying, but I just don't like the word slavery being used in there. I
I
don't
know,
think
but
that's the word to
it's a hard
use.
perspective to. But if you look at
You
it in a
know,
different perspective,
but you know what? Look, I'll tell you. I mean, I think, and again, maybe I'm gonna be wrong here or going off the deep end here. But yeah, let's hold on. 40% of Americans don't have $400 in their bank account for an emergency. In the 70s and 80s, you could have a high school diploma and make a middle class living. That is no longer the case today.
no. And now look at our younger
Um,
generation.
I think let me read sketch here again because hold on. 40% of Americans don't have $400 in the bank account for an emergency. In the 70s and 80s. Okay, look, sketchy. I see that. Um,
I think Sketchy likes me.
I don't know, maybe, but I have a high school diploma. I didn't go to college. I went to the military instead. Okay, I have more than $400 in my bank account for an emergency. And I think it all depends on the type of living the individual does. Okay, can I go out and splurge here and there and spend an extra $100 here and there? Yeah, I can. Do I do it? No, I don't. I was always brought up in, hey, you have to save for a rainy day. So I won't go out there and spend $300 just because. You
Here,
know,
right here, right here, right here. There it is. Thank you, Sketchy.
Definition: a condition compared to that of a slave in respect of it exhausting labor or restricted freedom. I think he does like you.
Mm-hmm.
I think he does. Now, hey, look again. I guess I mean I I'm not saying what you, I'm not trying to say what you're saying is not correct. You have a perfectly valid point. I just think that the word slavery is where I have a hard time you know, using that
Because
word to what you're saying.
because of old beliefs. Times have
Right,
changed
right,
from where it was now. It just took a different form. That is all.
yeah.
And then what can we do? How can we fix that? One, wake up. Two, start. Jim Rome said this quote: traditional education will make you a paycheck. Self-education will make you a fortune. So right now is a great opportunity to start self-educating you on how to work smart with your money.
Oh,
Because
definitely.
if we wised
People.
up, we wised up, and then we start taking control of what we spend, what company we buy from, we're the one that has the power and the control to choose who and what we buy from.
Correct.
If we stopped using the companies that, aren't really healthy for us, for one, let's get real.
Okay.
Okay. We have the power as a consumer.
Our
And
society
yes,
does not teach people basic money management skills, and there is a reason they don't. Management education needs to start in elementary school and continue throughout school. I completely agree with that.
I agree with Sketchy too.
I completely agree with that. I in schools, I mean, I wasn't taught no type of money management skills in school.
I
My
did. I learned how to write out a check, balance a
right,
checkbook,
yeah,
and
but
sign my name. I had to teach my kids how to do that.
I mean, I learned. I'm sorry, I learned how to just balance out a checkbook. Okay, now I haven't balanced out a checkbook in at least 8 years. I haven't even used a check in at least three. If I write a check, it's a miracle.
Hmm.
So did it teach me, hey, save your money to do this, do that? No, it didn't. I think nowadays schools need to get back into that. You know,
Hmm.
maybe not the writing of the check, you know, because everything is so electronic now, and you don't really need so much to learn how to write a check. You do need to learn how to balance your account.
Right.
I mean, I always have a mental note of what I have in my account, what I could spend, you
Hmm.
know, so I go with that, and like I said earlier, I won't sit here and just splurge because that's
Right.
me. But the schools need to get into that. Oh yeah, I completely agree with Sketchy there, 100%. You
So
know,
I think that, and now there's like so much information on how to do things, like if I'm going to splurge, I'm going to splurge on my own self education so I can learn how to invest,
hmm
get my money, start small, be realistic, start small. I already started learning about how to create a Bitcoin account, a wallet, all of that. I started that. You know what I did? I started with $20
yeah.
and I let it sit. That is the best savings account I created for myself.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, look, I don't know a lot of about Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, much of it. I mean, I do have some money invested in some, and I just go with what I know. I research it. Oh, okay, and I only drop money that I know I could lose. If I know that I could go ahead and drop $100, I'll drop $100. If I lose $100, okay, it's okay, because those $100 I could lose. If it's I will not take money from my bills
Right.
to use that. I know people that have come up to me and like, oh, can I borrow a couple $100? And I'm like, for what and why? No, because I'm short on cash. And I'm like, how could you be short on cash? You make double of what I make, and I make ends meet. What are you doing? Oh, well, I invested my money. Oh, well, you know what, buddy? Uninvest your money, because I'm not going to do that.
No, but what you do, I mean, this is the first principle that I've learned about investing, especially when you're dealing with currencies and Bitcoin. Okay, I had 20, but I only invested half of it in there. I bought. You'd only invest half. Like if you put $100 in, you only invest $50. Then whatever the profit is, you take half of that and keep investing into it. You never invest the whole thing. You only invest half because you have to start out with something. You have a backup to cover your ass. So that's one thing that I constantly learn. And now you got YouTube. There's some, people that are offering, for $49. You get video, you get, printouts, workbooks and stuff to help you.
Yep.
So I think it's a good time to start, self-education. Find something that you're passionate about and, splurge on that than all the other foolish stuff.
Definitely.
Because then we'll change and then we'll get more informed. Then we can make wiser decisions on who and what we buy from. And we'll put them out of business. And then guess what?
Yeah.
We can make a difference and an impact and get those people that are really no good for us and all they think about us is dollar signs.
Correct. Now, let me ask you a question. How much of an honest person are you?
Let's put it this way. I am one of the most honest persons you'll ever meet. I like to go to sleep at night with a clear conscience. And I always believe if you tell the truth sets you free. But then you tell the truth, and if people can't accept it or understand it or don't believe you, that's on them. If I know in my heart and soul I'm being truthful, I'm being authentic, and I'm speaking it, that's all I care about.
Right. Well, reason why I bring this up, because I was, when, all these CDC mask and COVID, mask updates have pretty much gone away now. You no longer have to wear your mask if you've been vaccinated, so you could go out now and not worry about it. So one of the things that ran through my mind is like, okay, well, I'm fully vaccinated, so I could go out and about, without a mask. No problem, no worries, right? But
well, hold up. I have to ask you something about that. You got vaccinated, right? But wasn't there a time period to wear your mask even after you got your shot? Did they say, okay, for a couple of weeks, you got to wear your mask?
I think you're supposed to still wear it for like a week or two or something like that.
Okay.
But either way, now, what I'm getting at is this. Have you been vaccinated? Just out of curiosity or no?
No, not yet. But I've been doing my research on the vaccines, and I came across an interesting...
Well, we could get into that later. I know what you want to get into. So, my thing here lies in we got to work on the honor system. I've had, people that I know, I've been like, hey, can I see your vaccine card a minute? I'm like, yeah, I don't care. For what? Oh, I want to try to make a copy of it and make my own.
What?
Oh, yeah. People, but I'm like, no thanks. You're not going to see my vaccine card at that point. You know, but again, we go back to the honor system.
Okay,
I
so
don't
what's
think
your
people are that honest, that don't want to take a shot. And I get it. And you know what? I respect anybody's opinion that they don't want to take it. Not a problem. But don't sit here then and start walking around without a mask when you still should have a mask.
That's ridiculous. That's being stupid. I'm sorry. I know there's some people that have an autoimmune, like deficiency or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a high risk for them to take the vaccine. Now, from the reports that I've gotten, I haven't gotten Johnson and Johnson's yet, but that after you know what came about with the blood clots with Johnson and Johnson, who would want to take that vaccine? So I did my
Yeah,
research.
yeah, but you know what? I mean, when you look at the results, well, not the results, but when you look at the total number or the percentages, okay, of the blood clots, okay, I mean, how many people really died from it? I think maybe one,
No,
and
there were
oh,
several
there's several.
women. Yeah,
Okay, all right. I mean,
and it's
again,
mainly
I'm not
women, not men.
right. I mean, I'm not too sure on the numbers, but I do know that the percentages were low. It wasn't a high percentage. So sometimes, unfortunately, you have to, when you play the percentages, you gotta go with it. Is it better to keep going, or is it better to stop? You know. So I think with the Johnson and Johnson, it was better off said, okay, you know what? Let's keep going with it. It's a very low percentage. You know what? Maybe they're saying, hey, if we catch it on time or we see what's going on, they can monitor the individuals a little more. My opinion.
Well, they put a pause on it, and then they
Right,
went
but they
back to
re
the drawing board. But still, it's to me, I'm like, nope, I got a bad taste in my mouth. And I know a few other things about Johnson and Johnson and what's in their products and whatnot. I wouldn't even put it on my baby.
right.
Johnson and Johnson is the biggest company. And now here's a good question asked, because I'm going to go do my research on it because it just came to me. How many lawsuits has Johnson and Johnson had in over the past decades? The talc powder, there's certain baby products too that has caused issues. I wonder how many lawsuits have they settled out of court because they're the big name product brand.
Mm-hmm.
And how many other companies are doing that as well? Pharmaceutical companies. Oh, look what
Who
Sketchy
knows?
said.
Our country has dealt with measles, smallpox, polio, and other diseases and have been vaccinated. People are tripping who are not getting vaccinated. Science trumps everything. Be smart and get vaxxed.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm going to tell Sketchy this. When I was younger and I got vaccinated, I had allergic reactions to them. My arm swelled up. I had fever, shaking, and I was throwing up and vomiting. I was like almost on my deathbed. So there are people that have it's whatever's in the chemical that the body is having a reaction to.
Mm-hmm.
So going through that, and then I've had issues with prescription drugs that I've had an allergic reaction to. I've had allergic reactions to anesthesia. I'm just that one person that, there's probably a few of us, very few, that have the same issue. So it's not that we don't want to get the vaccination. It's we're concerned about our own health if we got it. What's going to happen? What's in the chemicals?
Yeah, but I think okay. I think a lot of it is on individual basis. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And I will tell you this. I got vaccinated. I had people that I know that got vaccinated and were like, oh my, they were, after they got their second shot, that's when they had some of the side effects, of just they weren't feeling well, they lost taste for a little while. So I was like, okay, well, I did my first shot. I felt good. Did my second shot, and I was ready to feel bad. Guess what? All I had was a sore arm. I didn't feel anything. So I had no side effects to it. And I was like, okay, cool. This is perfect for me. Now, could it have been that maybe someone else gets different? Yeah, sure. Not me. And again, I think it all depends on the individual.
Mm-hmm.
On that individual's, system, on their immune system, on how it reacts to certain things. So could the honor system work though? I mean, going back to this.
And it's, you know what, that's sick for someone to even, like, what is the person thinking? What are people thinking if they're going to stoop to that low to try to, hey, let me get a copy of your vaccination card? Now I know that the teachers and the faculty in there, and then the first responders, and the physicians, the nurses, and all of them, getting the vaccines and whatnot, because they're in that health industry. And the one thing I can honestly say, the vaccine will not keep you from getting the COVID.
Okay, no, but hold on a second. Look, it won't keep you from getting the COVID. Okay, because there's different strands.
Yes.
But you will it will help fight it in the sense where you won't get, where you might not get the shortness of breath, and possibly die over it. A lot of the things that people have said about COVID is, the shortness in breath, the lack of oxygen. Okay, maybe if they would have had the shot and they got it, the effects are not as hard. So, I mean, could COVID-19 go away? No. If you get vaccinated, could it help you fight it? Yes. I mean, look, we all have a choice. We could take it or not take it. Okay? I chose to take it. Why? Do I have those underlying health issues? Yeah, I do. And I was like, okay, so if I have these underlying health issues, if I don't take it, can I possibly die from it? Yeah, I can. Do I want to die at 46 years old? No, I don't.
Mm-mm.
So that's what I saw with it, and I was like, no, I'm not, I'm better off taking it. And trust me, I was on the fence. I was really on the fence, especially after I saw the Johnson and Johnson, report come out, and I was just like, no, you know what? It benefits me in the long run to do it, and then not do it, and that's why I did it.
Well, just to let you know, because if I think everybody, don't just listen to the news media or Facebook, Instagram, all that social media and mainstream news media. Go and do your research. I've done my research. I haven't gotten to Johnson & Johnson. I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to deal with that. But I was like, what's up with Moderna and Pfizer? I have a fact sheet that is 7 pages, just 7 pages for Moderna. Got it online. It's there. It's public. You can get it. All right. This was revised out of March 26, 2021. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I went looking for Pfizer to see what's in their vaccine. It's 37 pages long. And you want to talk about detailed and being thorough. I was like, okay, this is impressive. I got a lot of reading to do. But I was impressed with, they even give you a picture of how you should be doing, dealing with the syringe and everything. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be focusing on Pfizer right now. Because one, I feel a little relieved with all this information. Two, I'm doing my due diligence. I want to find out what these
Mm-hmm.
vaccines are about, what the chemicals are. And then I'm going to make a sound decision to go forward. I'm not rushing into getting my vaccination. I want to do my due diligence. That's how multi-millionaires, that's what they do before they make a business decision. So this is my life.
Right.
I can't put a price on my life. So before I get involved in something, I want to make sure I do my due diligence.
So pretty much, we're just gonna research it.
That just makes common sense. Why doesn't everybody else do that? I mean, honestly, did you do your research before you got vaccine and decided which one to take?
Honestly, no, I did not. I knew that I had to take a vaccine. And it to me it didn't matter what it. I mean,
Well, I'm just gonna pat myself on the
let
back.
me tell you like this. Johnson and Johnson, when I started hearing the news on it, I said, okay, no. Because at first I was like, all right, I'm gonna do Johnson and Johnson. And then I decided I was going to do. Oops.
Oh, wait, hold up. I'm sorry.
Your phone call.
Yeah,
Hello?
I'm like, how did that happen? Like, how did that
All right,
go
so
to
let's
my
see this.
phone?
Sketchy peasant. I got all my news from the clerk at my
Sorry.
local bodega. He is the smartest man alive and has been a valuable source for information for 20 years and never lets me down. He told me the vaccines are cool. You gotta love your local bodega, guys. And then we have also Ovi Muniz from the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show. I received my vaccine and I'm feeling just right.
Well, kudos to you, Ovi. Congrats.
I think again, it's your choice. You want to do it, that's great. You don't want to do it, I get it. Okay, but at the end of the day, now, are you wearing your mask everywhere?
Yes, I am. I do that. I wear.
All right. So, and you're doing it, but I guarantee you that there's a bunch of other people that say, yes, I've been vaccinated, and you know what? And they're not.
See, my question is, Frank, is when I see somebody that doesn't have a mask, I'm questioning, are they vaccinated?
But
or
again,
are they just...
You don't know.
You don't know.
So
that's why I'm keeping myself safe. I'm going to wear a mask. Until I feel safe, even with the vaccine, I'm going to wear a mask. Because I don't know who had their vaccine and who hasn't. And they're just, I probably, I hate to even, I'm going to just fucking say it. There's some ignorant people, selfish people out there that really don't care about anybody or the welfare of others, that they're going to do what they want to do. And if they don't feel like wearing a mask, they're not going to wear a mask. And that's a shame. That makes us Americans even look worse, to be honest.
That's why I pose this to everybody. How honest are you? Are you honest enough to say, hey, yes, I haven't gotten vaccinated. I'm going to wear my mask.
If someone asks me, "Hey, are you vaccinated?" or "Why are you still wearing a mask?" You don't have to. I'm like, one, it's to protect you. No, I haven't gotten my vaccine yet. I'm still doing my research.
I mean, look, I would tell you, I walked around the store with no mask, and I was like, wow, I forgot what it felt like, And my stepson started taking off his mask, and I'm like, no, you got to put that on. You haven't been vaccinated. Flat out, I was like, you got to wear your mask. You haven't been vaccinated. Sorry. When you get vaccinated around me, you got to have your mask on. Hands down. I don't care. Now, if I see you without a mask, am I gonna go up to you and confront you? Say, hey, have you been vaccinated? No, I'm not. Because you tell me no, I'm gonna have some words, and that's gonna start a fight. And it's simple. You haven't been vaccinated? I don't know. You're not wearing a mask? I don't know. No big deal. You still follow your social guideline steps.
Oh my God, sketchy.
I know multiple people who are not vaccinated and are dropping their masks. There is no way you can enforce a mask for unvaccinated people. I'm an honest person. I'm vaxxed and ready to mingle, baby. I completely agree with Sketchy. He's absolutely right. Okay, you cannot enforce masks for unvaccinated people, and he's right. You can't.
No.
Okay, you can't. But again, it's up to that individual person to go ahead and say, all right, you know what? I haven't been vaxxed. I'm gonna wear a mask. Or, you know what? I've been vaxxed. I'm not wearing a mask.
Well, my partner is still in the Bahamas. Now, the way the Bahamas is every island that you go to,
right?
You gotta pay for a vaccine, the COVID test. It's $200 a pop.
What?
Yep. When you go from one island to another, you got to take a shot, or not the shot, the test.
The test, right?
And so he's like, I can't wait. He goes, I lost count how many times I had to get a COVID test since this COVID started. It's over thousands of dollars. His boss pays for it. But I was like, oh my God. So he can't wait to come back to get vaccinated. And so I've been doing my research. So when he gets back, I'm most likely going to take the vaccination shot. And I am, so far, Pfizer's got my vote. I got to read 37 pages though. But I like what I see. It makes me feel confident in the company to give this, 37 pages of detail. Very thorough. I mean, Frank, they even did the percentages of where is it? Okay. The vaccine dose 1, redness, swelling, pain in the injection site, the Pfizer, how many, the mild, moderate, severe, and then they did a placebo. And I mean, the numbers are very promising just by doing this research.
Well, definitely. Look, Pfizer makes Viagra, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Damn, I gotta go tell my boyfriend to get some.
Well, that's too much information. That's not that's not what we're getting at, Kim. That's definitely not what we're getting at. But it's, what do you call it? Pfizer makes Viagra, so I mean, there's a lot of people that drink Viagra, And you know what? It still works, and there ain't no issues.
Frank, we should have invested in Pfizer.
Yeah, I know. Should have. So go figure. Uh-oh.
What?
Nothing. I had my script. I was working it. Oh, there it is. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I was doing something here, and again, guys, Pro- I'm producing my own show today, so there's a lot of things in the back that I would not normally do. But I do want to say one thing, guys. If you enjoy the
Oh,
shows
look, Chris
coming
says
up,
you still can.
yeah, I don't know what Chris is talking about there. You
Yeah.
know,
I do.
but listen, if you like what you hear and you like the show, hey, look, share it with a friend, share it with somebody you don't know, share it with somebody you know, share it with a family, share it with a group. It doesn't matter. Hey, just share this. Just buy Viagra. Oh, thanks, Chris. So you know what? Just make sure you're sharing this. Make sure you know that we're on Twitter, Facebook. We're on YouTube also. You'll find us speaking at Rio. On Twitter, we're speaking at Rio One. Everywhere else, we're speaking at Rio. Speaking at Rio podcast. You know.
All right, you go, girl.
There you go. You see? Thank you. Perfect. So let's see. My buddy found a doctor on Craigslist. He gave him 2 doses of Pfizer via pill capsules. It's been a month, and the only side effects he experienced is. Oh, sketchy, sketchy, sketchy. Let's see. Tell your boyfriend to get the Pfizer pills. You see, exactly. You see the Pfizer pills. There you go. That was for you.
He doesn't need the Pfizer pills.
You know. There you go. But anyways, you know, we go into all these weird conversations.
He can if he
Yeah.
wants to, but he has things that he takes care of himself with that satisfies me to no end.
So anyway, so you know what? We're gonna jump into a story that I saw. I was watching the news about maybe last week, and one of these, as I'm gonna call terrorists, all right, that stormed the Capitol on January 6th, as we know, has
Hmm.
blamed Fox. Okay,
What?
he blamed Fox because of the watching of all the news. Here I'll read a little bit of the article. Right, it says in the 6 months leading up to the insurgence of the U.S. Capitol, Anthony Antonio spent his days watching Fox News, a habit that actually made him ill. His attorney told a D.C. federal judge on Thursday. His alignment Foxitis, his attorney said. He became hooked with what I called Fox mania. So, in other words, he's saying he stormed the Capitol because Fox News was talking so much crap about.
Um, here's what I gotta say to whoever on that. What is he? The defendant. You could have turned the switch off.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't have to watch the Fox News. You could change the channel. That's bullshit.
I think it's complete bullshit. I mean, I found it very funny. I mean, I actually want to hear Carlos' opinion on that to see just what
Oh
what he
my
will
gosh!
say.
To hear what he would say.
I mean, look, I used to watch Fox News. I used to watch it all the time.
Well, I want to be on next Friday night if he's coming on because I got something interesting to share with you guys. I'll wait till Carlos gets on because he'll like what I have to say.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And this is fact. I let's put it this way. I was on a Clubhouse last night at 10 o'clock with Roderick Martin, Billy Carson, And Linda, I get her.
Clubhouse. That's the one that you gotta have special privileges to get into or something, right?
You have to be
You
invited,
gotta
and
be
it was in
invited.
beta. I'm on Clubhouse. But here's the interesting, if I can find it. Hold on, because this Linda, she's a well-known reporter back in the day. She was the one that did the investigation when the cows got captivated and the organs, but there was no blood. If you remember that documentary.
No, I don't.
Oh, come on, dude. Wait a minute. You're about the same age as me.
No, I think you're a little
Linda
older.
Moulton Howe.
Who?
Oh my gosh. Linda Moulton Howe.
Linda Moulton Howe.
Yes. And what she shared, that we were on there until 1:00 in the morning. It was only supposed to be an hour show. There was other guests as well on the panelists. But between Billy Carson and her and what she shared with me, and it's coming out next month, I definitely want to talk to you guys about it and see if you know anything about it. So my lips are sealed until Carlos gets back on.
Yeah, no, that'll be next week. Carlos had a rough week, and there's a lot of stuff that was going on with him. And he's like, "Look, man, I normally talk to Carlos on a regular basis, and this past week was just silence." And I was like, "Damn." And we spoke yesterday, and he's like, "Hey, you know what, man? I'm just beat. I haven't been able to do anything. I got people moving into my house, you know." So I was like, "All right, no problem." So I was like, "Nope, no big deal. I'll go on." You know.
Okay. So I'll wait for Carlos because it has to do with the government. And I know how he likes to.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think you could do that with Carlos.
So I'm keeping it special just for him. I'm waiting for him.
Oh, that's fine. That's not a problem there. You know, let's see. No, I think pretty much that wraps the show up today. You know, I mean, unless you have something to add. You know.
No, I'm gonna wait for next Friday when Carlos is back. It's gonna be juicy juicy as in, oh my God. They did it sneakily.
Wow, you got me intrigued now.
My lips are sealed until next Friday. You gotta wait till next Friday.
Damn, that's intriguing to know.
That's how much I love Carlos. This is good enough to wait for him.
Wow. Wow, I guess so. I guess I'm gonna start planning the show, and I'm just gonna put, Kim's government secret on it.
You just put disclosure as the title.
Disclosure as the title. I think we could do that. I'll see why not.
Because to stay up from 10 o'clock at night to 1 o'clock in the morning talking about what they shared, there was 4,000 people on that Clubhouse event.
Wow. Cool.
What?
Cool. Hold on. Sketchy. Where are you going with this? Great show. Have a great weekend. Also, always remember, sex or no sex. Don't forget the latex. God. Sketchy. That is perfect.
Yes. Thank you.
Definitely. Sketchy. Thank you. Sketchy, thank you for your comments. Please, again, I know I'm going to tell you enough. I've seen you on all the other shows with CMG. Just share it, like it. I do have my own YouTube page, which is Speaking It Real. Go in there, like it. You'll start getting the alerts. Right now, I broadcast through CMG and my page. Soon enough, once I have all the hits I need on my YouTube, then we're going to continue going. But hey, look, Kim, thank you for coming out.
That was a pleasure. I always enjoy coming on when I can.
Yes. Chris, that was in the comments. Thanks. Catherine, can't thank her enough. She saved me. Ovi from the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show is also on. Thank you. We had other people go on. Guys, I say this all the time. You like our show, share it. Share it with who you think needs to know, who you think doesn't need to know. Share it with a friend. Share it with an enemy. Share it with a frenemy. Share it with your dog. Share it with whoever you want. Just share it, and people are gonna come through. We're doing good things here. You might not agree with what we're speaking, or you might agree with what we're speaking. But
just to let you know, Frank, next Monday on my show with Wake Up with KC, I have Sylvester Boyd, who is a historian, an author, and even an education. He's a semi-retired education teacher. He wrote a book about the road from money, and it takes you back in time from the beginning of 1917 to the 1968, and then there's a fourth book that he just finished. They got a hold of his books and now want to make it like a TV series or streaming now that's what's going on. So I have him on my show next Monday.
Hey, there you go.
He talks about interesting history.
Cool. Hey, tune in on Monday. Wake up. What is it? Wake Up with KC.
Yes,
Mondays
the
at
letter
9 o'clock. And like I was saying, you might not agree with what we're speaking, or you might agree with what we're speaking, but at the end of the day, we will always be speaking it real. We'll catch you next Friday night at 9 o'clock.
Bye, guys.
Red Sox fans have longed to hear it. The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
Can you believe it?
It hasn't happened at Fenway Park for 95 years.
Fires. Swing and a miss. Strike three. It's over. The Red Sox have won the world championship.
Tune in to the newest show presented by Clovercrest Media. It's OB's Backstop Podcast. Catch it twice a week, every Red Sox series finale on your favorite podcast platform.